thanks for coming our way. I mean, it just elevates this event in so many ways, and what Caitlin has done, not just in, on the court, but just in general for women and girls in sport, and such an inspiration and motivation. So I really look forward to seeing your game tomorrow.
If you're a basketball player, but just a recreational golfer like Caitlin is, the delusional fan base that follows her disrespects the LPGA golfers by thinking she can go into this tournament and do anything.
Higher television ratings, higher attendance figures. Ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't come courtesy of a league. It comes courtesy of the players that play in the league. And in her case, she was the most popular, which means she could have helped your bottom line, which means you should have seen that from day one and maximized it, but you didn't do it.
Caitlin Clark made a significant impact in the world of sports recently, but it wasn't on the basketball court. Her unexpected debut at an LPGA Pro-Am event turned heads, creating a buzz among fans and media alike. People couldn't stop talking about her performance, and her presence in the event stood out as a defining moment for the LPGA. However, the lack of acknowledgement from the WNBA was glaring. While Caitlin was making headlines in golf, her own league remained completely silent, leaving fans to wonder, why didn't the WNBA celebrate one of its brightest stars? This disconnect between the LPGA's response and the WNBA's silence didn't go unnoticed.
She's so sweet, so nice. It was nice to kind of get to spend some time with her, the influence that she has on people, bringing people out here, and to see how amazing of an influence she is just for sports was really cool to see firsthand today.
I honestly just got so triggered by Caitlin Clark's golf debut, and it is no fault of hers that I got upset. It is the fault of the WNBA, because the LPGA just did everything that the WNBA should have been doing this season. They did it all correct in literally one day.
During the event, Caitlin was paired with Nelly Korda, the world's top-ranked golfer, and the two shared an easy camaraderie. Nelly Korda described Caitlin as so sweet and nice, highlighting the genuine respect between the two athletes. This interaction was just one of the many moments that proved Caitlin's crossover appeal, both as a professional athlete and a relatable figure. The LPGA, recognizing Caitlin's star power, made sure to capitalize on the moment, pushing her into the spotlight as an essential part of their Pro-Am. Yet, this kind of marketing and support was nowhere to be found from the WNBA.
I wanted to come say hi and introduce myself. I play out here on tour. I'm Maria. Thank you for being out here. It's very cool what you're doing for sports, kicking ass.
Golfer Maria Fassi also joined in, expressing admiration for Caitlin and thanking her for her contributions to sports. This display of camaraderie and appreciation reinforced how Caitlin's presence at the event wasn't just a spectacle, it was a moment of shared respect across different sports. It highlighted the culture of support that athletes in the LPGA demonstrated for one another, something that fans often felt was lacking in the WNBA's approach to promoting its own stars.
A huge win already for the LPGA in terms of publicity. Now, what the LPGA does with this going forward, that remains to be seen. But given Clark and her love of golf, saying, she was going to go off and become a professional golfer, I think there's an opportunity here for the LPGA to capitalize and maybe make this into more of a partnership that could benefit both sides beyond just this one-off.
The Golf Channel's coverage praised the LPGA's decision to feature Caitlin prominently. The network emphasized how such collaborations, pairing one of the biggest names in women's basketball with a top golfer like Nelly Korda, served as brilliant marketing. This partnership wasn't a coincidence. It was a well-planned move that paid off for both the LPGA and Caitlin. By showcasing Caitlin as the star of the event, the LPGA not only brought attention to its tournament, but also helped to shine a light on women's sports in a way that the WNBA failed to do with Caitlin's rising popularity.
There's definitely a buzz in the air. I think there's a lot of excitement about what's to come. Caitlin Clark is actually speaking as a part of a panelist this afternoon. So for those who are lucky enough to be in the room, that's exciting. Of course, people can watch it and stream online as well. But I know players are getting excited about seeing some of Caitlin's action tomorrow.
Throughout the event, the excitement surrounding Caitlin's participation was palpable. Fans filled the stands, and the buzz around her performance was undeniable. Her involvement in the Pro-Am turned it into a must-watch event. The energy was electric, and Caitlin quickly became the center of attention. This kind of fan enthusiasm wasn't just limited to the event itself. It spilled over onto social media, with fans expressing their admiration for Caitlin's ability to seamlessly transition from basketball to golf. Her appearance showed that Caitlin's influence could extend beyond the WNBA.
Dad, I loved it. My dad played a little bit growing up, and then I remember for one of my birthdays I asked for golf clubs, and I got this cute little pink set. It was probably from, who knows, just the store up the street, and a cheap not plastic, but pretty cheap pair. I had them for a while. They were cute. And then eventually got some nice clubs, and I really love it.
In a touching moment, Caitlin shared the story behind her start in golf, how her father gave her a set of pink clubs for her birthday. This personal anecdote added a layer of warmth to her appearance and gave fans a glimpse into her journey as an athlete. It wasn't just a story about a basketball star showing up at a golf event. It was about Caitlin Clark as a person, someone with a passion for sports in all its forms. This heartwarming detail about her upbringing gave the moment depth, making it clear that Caitlin's connection to the game of golf wasn't just a fleeting interest, but a meaningful part of her athletic life.
How this Pro-Am event originally wasn't even going to be televised, but there were so many fans who were emailing the organization saying, how can we watch Caitlin? Can we come to the event? Can you live stream it? All of these things. And it ended up being put on television.
The Golf Channel also revealed how Caitlin's presence at the Pro-Am led fans to demand that the event be televised. The demand was so great that organizers had no choice but to broadcast the tournament. It became clear that Caitlin's star power was driving the conversation, and the LPGA was quick to respond, recognizing the value of including Caitlin in their coverage. This is the kind of smart marketing that many felt the WNBA could have learned from. It's one thing to have a rising star, but it's another to actively amplify that star's influence, something the LPGA did perfectly.
Now, from this event, I have only seen and heard of positive things. I didn't hear one thing about how her fans are toxic. I didn't hear one thing about there being too much spotlight on Caitlin Clark, and it should have maybe been on the professional golfers that are there. We didn't hear any of that. And those are the types of things that we have been hearing for the entirety of the WNBA season.
As Caitlin's golf debut continued to gain traction, the absence of support from the WNBA was hard to ignore. Fans couldn't help but notice the stark contrast between the LPGA's enthusiastic promotion of Caitlin and the WNBA's silence. It was a missed opportunity, one that fans felt should have been capitalized on by the league that helped propel Caitlin to fame. Many speculated that the WNBA's hesitation to embrace Caitlin's popularity was rooted in a fear of overshadowing other players or a reluctance to break from their usual approach to marketing. Regardless of the reasoning, the difference in how the two leagues handled Caitlin's success was undeniable. The LPGA recognized an opportunity and seized it, while the WNBA remained passive, missing a chance to celebrate one of their brightest stars.